This review is brought to you by absolutely no one. We have no sponsors and no one cares.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another Movie Mates video. I am Matthew, here with my wonderful co-host and best friend,
Callum.
Callum. Do you want to discuss, to let the viewers know what we're going to be discussing today?
We're going a bit unconventional today.
Yep, indeed.
Usually the mini reviews are reserved for new releases, but seeming as It Chapter 2 is coming out next week and we haven't had a chance to talk about it, we decided to revisit it.
Quite literally, revisit it.
Don't do this to me, Max.
Okay.
So we're doing a mini review today for the film It from 2017.
Full spoilers.
Full spoilers. We're mixing it up today.
We are. It'll probably be a shorter mini review.
Yeah,
Just because
definitely.
it's just the one film, and because we haven't watched the trailer for It Chapter 2, we don't really have anything.
We can maybe chat about our
we'd like to see,
predictions.
or yeah,
perhaps.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So basically, before we kick off, on behalf of both of us, we'd like to say thank you for everyone who's recently subscribed, liked, commented, and viewed any video. We really appreciate it, and over the next few weeks, we're trying to push out as many episodes as we can. This won't be a podcast, I would imagine.
Oh, of course not.
Probably just a mini review.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for everyone who's subscribed. Share the video if you can.
Yes.
And yeah, we'd really appreciate it. So,
Comment below.
yeah, absolutely. Comment your thoughts down below. And let's get into this review. So, Callum, do you want to take us through your notes, and then I can supplement with my notes at the end or whatever.
Okay. I genuinely think this is a great film, but I just have a list of criticisms.
Okay, well, that's what we usually do, to be fair. We make fun of bad.
No,
we make fun of
usually
good
I have
films.
nicer things to say, but
Okay.
even after rewatching this film, the rewatch is definitely not as good.
Really?
Yeah,
Did you see
certainly.
it?
I saw it
when
in the
released?
cinema, yes, when it was released, but I still really enjoyed it, but I don't have many positive things to say.
Okay. For me, I think this film is great, but I think if it wasn't a Stephen King film, it wouldn't have been as well received as it is.
Really?
I think I don't mean Stephen King film, like Stephen King
An adaptation.
I think it's fantastic. All the child actors are fantastic as well, and it's just a good film.
Yeah.
Great performances all around.
I think it was very well critically received because most Stephen King adaptations are really bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What-
basically the only good ones are Misery and The Shining, and aside from that, almost all of them are critically panned.
Okay. I haven't seen the original. Have you?
I have not. The original was a 8-part miniseries.
And was it
So-
well received or not really?
What I've seen of it, it looks poor. Except Tim Curry's performance as Pennywise looks very good.
Well, is it Bill Skarsgård?
Yes.
I think his performance is great.
Yeah. On second watching, he's hardly in it.
He's not, is he?
I really remembered it being a more significant
And
performance.
the fact is that because he is a shapeshifter, you don't always see the clown entity really.
Yeah, when
So
we
he's
talk
very-
about Bill Skarsgård, we're talking about Pennywise the clown. We're
Yeah.
not talking about the entity It,
Yeah.
which takes many forms.
Yeah.
So I'll talk about other forms
Yeah.
that it takes later on. Yeah, as you said about the cast, for a really rare, it's a rare occurrence where I don't hate child actors.
all the child actors are superb, and most of them have actually gone on to do bigger projects. We see Finn Wolfhard was sort of a breakout star during this,
Yes.
and then the kid from Shazam,
Jack Dylan Grazer.
he's great. He's very young in this though, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's so
and
young.
the kid who plays Bill is also from the Book of Henry.
Does he have a stutter in real life?
He does not.
He doesn't.
I want to
That's
talk
really
about
well,
how
really well performed.
it's a really respectful portrayal, I think.
I think so too.
We'll talk about relatability later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was really respectful
I thought it was quite
performance.
powerful, and the emotion it brought as well to the character.
Yeah.
Henry Bowers and stuff makes fun of him, but he just doesn't let it affect him and stuff, which is nice.
Yeah, I mean, aside from the bullies, no one respects him less.
Yeah, exactly. And
I-
they shouldn't. It's not like an issue or anything.
Of course
I don't
not.
think. But yeah, I mean,
I have some criticisms
oh yeah,
about
yeah,
Bill.
shoot, absolutely, go ahead.
I mean, he's just a dickhead, isn't he?
Who?
Bill. He just lets his little brother
yeah.
like run out in the rain by himself.
Although one thing I did like, sort of, the way they sort of have that brotherly connection and stuff. But then I did think that's a weird thing. A dark, stormy night. Maybe go with him.
Yeah.
You know? But I decided, yeah.
No, I'm sick.
That's my opening point. Him and Georgie are adorable together.
Yeah, Georgie is one of the like cutest actors I've ever seen.
And the fact that like that's basically it is our introduction to
Pennywise,
and his creepy laugh in the storm drain.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's so weird. What do you think of the CGI in that scene? Do you think it's okay?
Do you mean the blood effects or what?
Yeah, just when like Georgie's arms cut off, and then you see like Pennywise biting into it. I know that's a very infamous scene from the film. That's like
Yeah.
one shot that's like really infamous. I think it's good.
Yeah, I love the visual uniqueness of sort of the yellow coat and the balloon. That's kind of two very well known visual
It's quite a dark scene
aspects.
for a not really a horror film, really, is it?
See, I want to talk about this. Initially, we were going to talk about this film in our horror episode, but we both agreed that it's a little too goofy to be considered a horror film, so
Yeah.
we elected to give it its own independent review.
Because it is sort of a comedy in a way as well, and a romantic
Yeah.
comedy at that sort of. Because there's still a lot of romance.
Yeah,
Going on.
that's definitely arguable.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think it for the theme that suits it the most, I would think it's a coming of age film,
Yes,
but for the most
Stand By Me-esque.
part, very much so.
I just wanted to say, Georgie seems so paranoid after he loses the boat. He says Bill's gonna kill me. He spent 30 seconds on it.
Yeah, like
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, it's just a paper boat. Calm down, kid.
Yeah.
He'll create another one. It's fine.
Yeah, and I wanted to have a little discussion with you about talking to strangers.
Okay.
Because
Yeah. Okay.
in the moment where Georgie says, my parents say I shouldn't talk to strangers, Pennywise instantly takes down one of the like shittest pieces of like parental guidance they give you, where they say don't talk to strangers, because Pennywise instantly sees, well, obviously if you introduce yourself you're no longer a stranger. You should say don't talk to adults you haven't met before.
Yeah.
Don't
that's
say
true.
don't talk to strangers, because you could meet a new friend by talking to strangers.
Yeah.
But also you could get your arm bitten off.
Yeah, like we were
So-
strangers when we first met, but that
Yeah.
doesn't mean like you're gonna kill me. You
We'll
know?
see.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how the podcast
But no, like,
continues.
my parents said that to me as a child, don't talk to strangers.
Yeah.
It's the dumbest piece of advice I've ever been given.
There was an ongoing thing in my primary school where there was these two children who one of them goes to Down High. I think I'll not reveal the name, but like apparently a guy in a white van came up to them and said get in and offered sweets. I'm not making that up. It's such a cliche story, but apparently it happened.
No, I heard about similar incidents in my primary school, but
I don't know if they were true or not, but I assume it was. But yeah, I mean, I think Geordie's death scene is quite brutal.
Yeah.
And it's well done. And there's a lot of like horror. I mean, it is kind of like a horror film, but
Yes.
there's a lot of horror-esque elements to it as well. Obviously, with the bloody bathroom, the sink and
yes.
stuff, which is very it's really well shot as well. But yeah, I just think that Bill and Georgie are really well cast as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. I wanted to talk to you about bullies in 80s films, because they're all...
Cliche?
No, I was just gonna say they're always ugly and have mullets. So like, what are they bullying people
Like
about?
that Henry Bars kid, like
You have nothing
he
going
doesn't
for you,
even
mate.
He doesn't even have that many muscles.
No, like I think like Finn Wolfhard could slap the shit out of him.
Yeah, Finn Wolfhard in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rock War.
Yeah. Like the character Mike the orph. Is he no, he's not an orphan, but
Yes.
yeah. I thought the scene where his father's trying to persuade him to kill a sheep.
It's not his father.
Oh, his stepdad, is it? Or his...
I assume they never say. I assume it's his grandfather or his uncle, because his
Okay.
parents both died in a fire.
Okay. Well, I think it's quite like an interesting scene to include in this movie. It's just a weird scene, a very out of place scene, I think.
Yeah, I think that Mike is the most out of place character, and we should talk about why.
Okay.
I was gonna ask you later about book changes and omissions. This is actually changed from the book, because initially in the book, Mike is the researcher of the group, not Ben.
I love
So
Ben.
they've sort of taken Mike's useful character traits and given them to Ben, which kind of makes
Is that
this
disrespectful?
sort of. Are you alluding to being sort of a race thing?
No, I don't mean. I
don't-
just think is it disrespectful that
It's disrespectful to take it from a character and give it to another if there's no good reason for it, because it kind of ostracizes Mike from the group, and it means he's not introduced until later.
Well, I think the kid who plays Mike is really well cast and gives a
Yes.
great performance, but I think his overall character is the weakest out of the Losers Club,
Yeah,
without doubt.
but see, in It Chapter 2 and in the second part of the novel, he's the only one that stays behind in Derry, and he becomes the librarian. So that no longer really makes sense, because he wasn't the group researcher, it was
should
Ben.
be Ben, yeah,
Yeah, so they've kind of created a problem for themselves by doing that.
and continuity-wise and stuff.
Yeah, so that doesn't make a huge amount of sense to me.
You know the girl Beverly? Is she supposed to be a few years older than the rest of the Losers Club?
No, she's
Because
their age.
she looks a lot older than most of them.
She does. She is. I mean, in real life, she's 1 year older than most of them.
Only 1 year.
Yeah.
She looks like 18 in that movie, 19. I'll be
I
honest.
mean, you're older than her.
How old is she?
She's 17.
Really?
Yeah, she's a few days older than me.
Wow.
But yeah, let's talk about Henry Bowers kind of just
Yeah, sorry.
openly admitting that he like wants to have sex with a 13-year-old.
I know, that's a bit weird.
Like,
Like definitely weird.
I mean, you know, people have accused her of promiscuity, which obviously isn't
Yeah,
true.
there is one great line where it's like, "Am I a slut or a little shit?" And then someone replies, "You're trash." That's great.
But yeah, you kind of accuse like a 13-year-old of promiscuity when you're like 17 years old and then grab your penis in front of her.
I know.
That's really out of order.
Yeah, like I think that Henry Bowers kid, you're not supposed to feel anything when he dies. I mean, he probably does die. I can't remember.
No, he's returning for the sequel.
Is he?
Yeah, he fell down a well.
I mean, he should be dead.
How is he alive?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, you know the bit that out of all the scenes in the movie, even disregarding the Pennywise scenes, the scene where like he cuts into Ben actually made me like that's quite horrifying because it looked so real.
Yeah,
as well.
it did.
I was like Ben was my favorite character in the film without doubt.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is probably going to be an easy answer for you. I wanted to ask, do you ship Beverly and Bill or Beverly and Ben?
I ship Beverly and Ben, but also
Yeah,
Beverly and Bill. I'm not against it. Either.
Bill has, you know, more going on in his life. Like I think Ben deserves a break.
Yeah, like Ben's lovely. Like he's so nice, and I like the sort of aspect that he's like the researcher of the group as well. I know they take it from Mike from the book, but I think the kid is probably the best actor in the
Yeah, I agree.
Blues Club. Finn Wolfhard's obviously he's Finn Wolfhard, like he's a great actor, but I think in this film he's probably a bit young.
I wanted to ask you if you find him entertaining or annoying because I think he is meant to ride the line.
I think he's better in Stranger Things without doubt.
Oh, definitely. But do you really see a 13-year-old making the kind of jokes he does on the fly?
There is one where he's like, "How's your summer been? I've been spending it inside your mother," and then like goes to the high five with everyone. Like, it is sort of
like,
a
would you make
caricature.
do you see any 13-year-olds making that kind of joke on the fly?
No,
No,
it's very scripted humor, isn't it?
it seemed scripted to me. Yeah,
I assume it's definitely not improv.
I wouldn't assume so. But do you think that the cast is too big? I think it has too many lead characters.
I think you could
'Cause there's 7 of them.
I think you could reduce it by a couple members.
Yeah, I think you could cut out Mike certainly.
Mike, and then
I'm not suggesting cut out the diversity. Like I think make the rest of the cast a bit more
no, I didn't
diverse.
think you were
But
insinuating
the
that,
the character is
I
kind of
think
useless. But
or give him less screen time.
yeah, he didn't need as much.
But I mean, I think I don't know. It is a hard one because there's so many like young characters in this film that you're supposed to feel for and stuff, and then you've obviously got the bullies as well, which
Yeah.
I wanted to mention.
I honestly couldn't give a shit about Stanley.
No,
Honestly, couldn't care less.
like the police just watch the bullies bully the Losers Club.
Yeah,
many times.
I think the point is that I wrote down like a central theme I think of the film is that the behavior of the adults is actually meant to be more scary than it.
Yeah,
You know, you see
that's interesting.
you see them disregard bullying and
And obviously with the sink because obviously children can only see it.
yeah, so it's meant, and obviously there's some pedophiles going about
Quite
Derry.
There's quite a lot of like
You know,
underlying themes, isn't there?
The pharmacist is one of the most
I've
unsettling
that,
characters.
Yeah, that you look like Lois Lane.
That is probably one of the most uncomfortable scenes I've ever seen.
I don't know if that actor is that good of like he's so good at acting that he did that intentionally.
I think it's 100%
Because
intentional.
I think if that is intentional, which I think it is too. Props to him.
Oh, I mean, certainly everyone. I mean, yeah, you can't like you would never criticize a actor for playing a good villain.
Yeah.
And I think that's 100% intentional.
Like
and
it is the scene
give
is
props
supposed to
to
be
him.
creepy, isn't it? Like it's.
Oh yeah, definitely, because I think that is definitely an intentional theme that the adults are actually meant to be the bigger threat almost.
Yes, I know what you mean.
You know, you have Eddie's mum, who's actually I found out she's also playing Eddie's wife in It Chapter 2.
Oh really?
To sort of like parallel how similar they are and
Okay.
how he gets into an abusive relationship with his wife.
Yeah, there is an interesting like thing I hear about that like people choose their partners based on their relationship with their parents. Like they'd choose a woman who is
Similar to their mum. I've heard this as well.
But I don't know how true it is.
I don't think it's
I don't think
necessarily
it's
true.
No, I don't think it's true. But one thing I wanted to mention.
But I suppose like I kind of view that as more, people kind of view that as odd, but it kind of just means that you're more similar to your dad because he chose your mum.
Yeah.
So maybe you just look for the similar
Yeah.
traits that your dad saw in your mum. Not being heteronormative.
No,
but,
I know what you mean.
But just in our case.
One thing I wanted to say was Ben having no signatures in his yearbook is
R.I.P.
both sad and funny.
Yeah.
I think Ben's supposed to be a comedic lift for the film, or do you think it's supposed to be depressing?
I don't think that's intentionally funny. I think you're just a sick man. I think you just find that
But Beverly
hilarious.
meeting Ben is quite nice. I think it's a nice scene.
Yeah, I think it's a much sweeter romance.
Yeah.
But then every time Beverly is in danger, she hugs Bill, and I'm like, hug Ben.
Yeah, like Ben deserved.
Come
Ben's
on.
been stabbed.
Yeah, but Ben's been
Bill
right
has
right
lost
by
his
you.
brother, but Ben's been stabbed.
Yeah, I mean it's Bill's fault. His brother's dead. Let's be honest. No, because I was watching the scene where his dad's like, if you want something from my office, ask.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, you're being such an asshole. And then I realized, oh, actually no, it's kind of Bill's fault that your son's dead.
Yeah, like is it in the novel as well? Does Bill have a stutter, or is that something that the actor decided to encourage?
To my knowledge, that's accurate to the book.
Okay.
So I definitely respect that. I want to talk about, did you see yourself in any of the characters?
I think. Can I guess who?
Your childhood self, like
Can I guess
maybe
who you
4
would have
years
thought?
ago.
See,
There's two characters.
I do not mean this in like a physical way whatsoever.
Are you
but
saying Ben?
I think you would have saw a little bit of Ben in your younger self. And
Yeah.
how people just
How-
disregard.
what do you think about number 2?
I think I want to say the kid from Shazam.
You're 100% right.
Yeah.
It's Ben and Eddie.
I thought it was going to
Because
say Ben
I
and
was
Eddie.
a former fat child.
You never. I don't think you were ever like big.
Obese, mate. And then
Still
a
hot.
hypochondriac. So I was
No, but
a lovely swirl of both.
I do agree. That's what I would have thought as well.
Let me think for you.
I'm still thinking in my head.
You used to be a bit anxious. I'd go Bill for you.
Bill, yeah, okay, I'd go Bill. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Neither of us are really like Richie, are we? My jokes aren't as crude.
Your jokes are better, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're.
Yeah, I'm always throwing out sick jokes.
Yeah. That's what sort of led me on to my point. Do you think Pennywise is the scariest form, or do you,
I wanted to ask you this as well. I think that the scariest form is the leper.
I think the leper as well.
Because he's just...
I thought it was a zombie for a second, but I had to research and it was like a diseased leper.
Well, yeah, because it's sort of to represent Eddie's hypochondria. So...
What, is hypochondria fear of germs?
Well, that's like germophobia. Hypochondria is where you like constantly believe that you're sick.
Okay.
And any symptom you think you jump to conclusions about about like the degree of your illness.
Okay.
So like sort of the leper is kind of one of the most dangerous illnesses, so he kind of views that as one of the most scary ideas.
Yeah, I think Pennywise is definitely plays in that classic. Like, are you afraid of clowns?
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not really.
Have you
either.
ever been?
Never really. It was that one Sarah Jane Adventures episode where Bradley Walsh was a clown.
Yeah, I remember.
But I'm not one of those people that get scared by clowns, really.
No.
But I can see why people would. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I was just watching the film and wondering, if Pennywise is eating children, why does he always leave partial bodies?
Like body limbs and stuff, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, he left, about 80%.
Of Georgie.
All the kids were floating in the air, so if he's eating the children, why is he leaving so much of them?
Yeah.
I don't get that,
Do
and...
you find it weird? Like, well, I don't know. I can't remember if there was an explanation for this. I was quite tired last night when I watched it. But was there an explanation for why it's 27 years he hibernates and comes back? And has to eat every 27 years? Is there an explanation for that?
There's not a direct explanation, no. Just that's when he gets hungry.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, yeah, why if his goal is to eat kids, why is he leaving them so much time to run away from him?
Especially Georgie, and that's like...
I mean, he can mutate into anything, but he's standing like 100 meters away from
You talk about the
Eddie.
scene as well where he attacks Eddie and then...
every scene, because he doesn't kill any of the kids,
Yeah.
and he had so much opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, he's just like... like obviously the entity it is like a demon or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a supernatural being. Been around for 1,000,000 years, but has only been on Earth for 500.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you would just assume that he would eat the entirety of the kids, and he would do it quickly.
Yeah, not. Obviously, there's a bit where like Beverly like impales them and stuff. He probably could have killed the kids then.
Yeah, probably could have
What's
just.
he doing?
Yeah, because there's a scene in like in the original miniseries where he transforms into this sort of like weird crab creature, and they just like beat the shit out of him with like clubs and stuff, and that's the end of it.
Like,
So I hope It Chapter 2 levels it up a little bit.
yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't be a clown all the time if I was Pennywise. Like, you want to be something a bit more discreet, wouldn't you? You know.
Well, the point is, the kids are tastier to him when they're afraid, so
Okay.
he feeds on their fear as he eats them. So he wants to terrify them before he eats them. But I mean, you can terrify them from a distance,
With
and
the
then
leper.
and then like
The leper's
and
pretty
then just
scary.
click your fingers and they're dead.
Yeah.
I mean, he basically, like, I mean, if he can make an illusion of like a room full of clowns, then surely he has like meters reach, so he
Yeah.
can just create a knife that goes through their throats.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I,
Yeah,
I,
it's true.
I just don't understand that. Why does anyone live in Derry?
I don't know. Like,
Because surely a lot of the adults living there were kids when he last
and
emerged.
obviously, like we see when Ben's researching, like kids hanging from dead kids from trees and
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
Why
does
are you
everyone-
staying there?
Like, it's obviously like a recurring theme. Obviously,
Yeah.
with like with just crime in general, like murders and stuff. Like, it's
Yeah.
pretty crime-ridden town.
Yeah, I mean, I think the point is that he sort of is drawn to Derry, and then Derry is drawn to him. So people stay there because there's sort of this weird supernatural connection to it.
Yeah.
But if the children are able to turn their back on Derry, why can't the adults? That's just an issue I have with it.
I know this is a bit later in the film, but for what I've written down, we have talked about the cashier, and then obviously Ben getting brutally attacked by Henry and stuff.
Yes.
So one thing I wanted to mention was my favorite scene in the film was this swimming scene.
I think said the Rock War.
The rock. That
We'll
comes
talk
a bit
about that
after.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah, the swimming scene.
It's just a nice scene because that's really the only time we see the characters where they're not like under pressure from the entity and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's just then they get to know each other.
Sort
more.
of just ideal 80s summer.
Real exactly, and the score I've noted the very piano-like score. Obviously, that is before Ed gets attacked by the.
Don't you miss
leper.
the idea of just like swimming in a dirty quarry?
I know it
Oh.
did look pretty clean to be fair, but then there's probably a lot of limestone and stuff in there and ticks.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think yeah, that's probably one of the standout scenes for me. Any standout scenes for you, or did you want to talk about that later?
Let's talk about the Rock War.
Rock War. Yeah, it's great.
Because
How are the bullies not like crushing those kids? Like those bullies like they're a few pebbles. Just beat them up. I'm not insinuating that anyone does that, by the way. Like
No.
I'm totally Team Losers Club, but like those bullies should not be fazed by like a couple pebbles in the face. You think? You know?
no, I suppose not.
But it was funny. That was like the only Richie joke that properly landed for
Yeah,
me.
we're big fans of the slow mo,
We are.
and especially when it's used very badly, which it is in this.
Yeah.
Like
real bad.
it looks so
I guess
terrible.
that's intentional.
I hope that it is. I'll
Yeah.
respect it more if it
I
is.
would, yeah. I think that there's definitely excellent visuals and lighting during the bloody bathroom scene where it's just all red.
Yeah,
That's really nice to look at as well. But also in that particular scene when they're cleaning it up,
yeah.
Ben's just the third wheel.
But
on
yeah,
Bill and
I'm so
Beverly's
devastated
romance.
for Ben.
Yeah, like he deserves. Like she was pretty flirty with him,
Oh yeah,
I would say,
yeah.
and she was good in signals.
And they have a little peck at
And
the end.
Ben gave her a cheeky love poem.
Yeah.
He was writing. Oh, that was adorable. I love Ben. And but yeah, I mean, it's just a good film. I just like
Yeah. I'll just have a few more comments.
Yeah.
Stop leaving your bikes in the street.
it. Yeah, they're gonna get stolen.
Or like a car's gonna crash into them and they'll die.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
It's just careless abandon.
My favourite Richie line is actually what he says to Henry, "Go blow your dad, you mullet-wearing asshole." I love that. I like the way they encourage the kids to swear, like they don't bleep, censor it or anything because they're like 10-year-olds. It's
Yeah.
just brutal and I like it. one thing I wanted to mention was the best character development in the film for me was Bill coming to grips in the terms with Georgie's death,
Right.
and he picks up the yellow green coat and he just comes to terms that his brother's not coming back. I quite like that.
Just blows the brains out of that kid.
Yeah, but like, no, I thought Bill was definitely the best character along with Ben in this film.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. I enjoy Eddie,
Yes,
my boy Eddie.
I'm glad he got more like cinematic roles, especially with
Yeah.
seeing Shazam, and he's fantastic.
Yeah, certainly. I don't.
Check out the review, episode 2.
Yeah, I'm surprised by how many people like enable Henry to be a psychopath. His friends don't stop him from doing all the stuff
There
that
is
he
a
does.
bit when he's stabbing Ben. Where
I'm sorry,
Ben-
someone playing Call Me Maybe outside your room?
I hope they can hear that.
Yeah.
But I was listening.
I hope it's a little backing track.
I've actually put that as the intro music, just as a wee inside joke. But yeah, like, I think there was one moment where like the friends were just like, Henry, what are you doing? But like no one really calls him out on it, do they?
No.
So I can't,
Someone's just.
I can't take this very seriously.
I mean, like, someone's judging him for about 10 seconds for, like, wanting to shoot a cat, but then they're just like, yeah, alright.
Does he come from? I assume he comes from an abusive home. It's implied.
Well, it shows his dad. I mean, he's certainly intimidating, but I don't think his dad is abusive necessarily.
Okay.
I don't think that abuse necessarily breeds psychopaths.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not necessarily, because we have sort of a contrast with, like, Beverly being such a sweet character despite her abusive household.
Yeah, Beverly's one of my top 3 favorite characters. I would say,
Yeah.
in this film as well.
I don't know why Pennywise would kidnap Beverly and give the loser clubs
A chance
the
to find her.
losers club an incentive to come after him.
Yeah.
Because surely if he just wants to,
Just
you know,
eager.
if he just wants to like go about his day and
That's
and
probably-
eat kids,
That is probably my main criticism with it. Like, why does he like treat it as a game?
Yeah, why is he always
he's trying to hunt for kids?
Why is he always hunting kids, but then like kidnapping kids and then keeping them and not eating them?
It seems weird, doesn't it?
Well, I suppose the point was that Beverly wasn't afraid of him and he feeds on fear, like when he eats the kids.
So do you think
But why would he?
we can still eat the kids even if they're not scared of him? Right?
Well, I mean, I don't think they taste good to him. But then
So do you think?
I don't know why you would kidnap Beverly if you have no interest in eating her just to bring the loser club to you, because you can find the losers club, with ease. So I don't get why you have to draw them to him.
I think that there's definitely a character inconsistency there with
Yeah,
with
Pennywise.
Yeah.
Like, should we just talk about the fact that they just like beat him up?
Yeah. And,
I'm
yeah.
not okay with that.
It just
He's meant to be a supernatural entity. Are you telling me that like
think-
7 incompetent kids are able to beat the shit out of
Do you
him,
thi- I
and
think
no
it's-
no one has ever done that before in the 500 years he's been there?
It kind of makes him lose that sense of fear because just a few 10-year-olds are beating him up. That's
Yeah.
what I mean in It Chapter 2 when it's like a ripped James McAvoy and stuff. Like, I
Just
think
put him in a
James
headlock.
McAvoy could. If like 7 10-year-old kids can do it,
Yeah.
James McAvoy
They're
could do it by
13,
himself.
mate, like, come on, give them some
13,
respect.
Okay. 13. James McAvoy and Jessica Chastain could do it. Just
Yeah.
saying.
No, I don't see how it would pose like a bigger challenge in the second film.
I kind of hope James McAvoy adopts the stutter as well, and they don't say he grew out of it.
Really?
Because James McAvoy is one of those actors, like, he obviously has played with a lisp before with Hedwig and Split and
Split, yeah.
And he's just I think James McAvoy is one of the best actors working today. If
Yeah.
not the best.
Definitely
personally.
one of the most versatile.
Absolutely. I'd say the most versatile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
But just rating.
Yeah.
I would rate it an 8.
I would also rate it an 8. I would also rate. I would also rate it an 8.
I think this is just a really good film. I wouldn't say I would say it's like as much as a horror film as Get Out is. Get Out's not a horror film.
No, it's more
But
of
it's a
a
thriller,
a
horror,
comedy.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's very similar tonally to Get Out in a weird way, and very similarly shot and directed. I know it's Jordan Peele, and I don't know who this one is.
Andy Muschietti.
And I think
Muschietti. I don't
yeah,
know.
I think this is just a good film. Like,
Yeah.
Kids are well cast, and just before we wrapped up the episode, did you want to talk about Chapter 2? Wait. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you?
Go on. So yeah, I just think this is a good film. Well cast, well shot, well directed. A few nitpicks here and there with the character consistencies with Pennywise, but apart from that, I don't think he's that scary.
No, I don't think so either.
But for you, 8.
On 8, yes. Did you want to talk about chapter 2?
Yes, sorry.
So what developments in character do you want to see?
I would like to see James McAvoy as Bill continue his stutter and not admit it because I think it adds something to the character.
Yeah.
I would like to see either. I think it would be really cool if Pennywise like killed everyone in the end. A really dark twist because this film's so jovial and happy in moments. It doesn't strike me as a typical horror film, whereas I think in chapter 2 I would like it to be a bit darker.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I agree with you. Who like are you happy with the casting? Have you heard
I haven't
about
heard. I'll quickly Google it for just to see what it's like. Are you happy with it?
There's only a couple that I'm disappointed by. Well, one, Jessica Chastain, because I hate Jessica Chastain. And the other is they cast Jay Ryan, is it, as Ben?
Ben, yeah.
And
This guy's jacked. It looks like.
yeah, no, Ben goes through like a weight loss and he gets jacked. But
He looks like Nicholas Hoult. This
yeah,
guy.
he does. But people thought that Chris Pratt should have played it because he sort of went through the same journey.
Mm-hmm. I see. They're still having the kids in this.
Yeah, I've told you about
Oh
this.
yeah, you did. Yeah.
And I heard they're like reducing their age by like through CGI,
Mm-hmm.
which you think seems a bit unnecessary.
Yeah, they all like Finn Wolfhard and maybe like
Jack Dylan Grazer looks the same age,
yeah, yeah he does. Yeah.
but Sophia Lillis probably like she looks quite old even in that film she looked really old.
I think a good casting is Isaiah Mustafa for Mike,
Yeah,
and I think Bill Hader as Richie is not what I not what I expected at all.
really?
Yeah, he doesn't look anything like. He doesn't have curly hair or anything. Or, like,
Oh, they've stuck curly hair on him.
oh, have they?
Yeah,
Okay, fair enough. But how old are they now? Are they all like 40?
they're meant to be 40. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it actually. Like you said, it is a much longer film.
it's 2 hours 40.
Alright, same director.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think this will do better box office wise? Because I know the first it did amazingly well.
No, because the reviews are very poor.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm expecting because it's definitely not going to be like a smash hit.
Oh, I see here. Oh, yes, this is what you said. Mike is the only one remaining in the hometown then? He's the only
Yeah.
one there, right?
Yes.
So, I assume everyone else has just went their separate ways then?
Yeah. Well, we'll not go into further details.
No, we were just in case, yeah. But, yeah, do you want to do that, Joe?
No, I'm good.
You sure?
Good, mate, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, on behalf of Calum and I would like to say thank you very much for watching. This has been a bit longer than we thought, 35 minutes, but we have enjoyed this review.
Yeah.
I've had a good time. Good film. Good company.
Excellent.
Yeah. thank you.
Good tunes. Call Me Maybe. Carly Rae Jepsen.
Yeah, it's an absolute bop, as someone would say. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. What? Yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. We really appreciate it. Take care, and we'll see you with another podcast probably soon.
Yeah, horror podcast should be Sunday the 6th or something.
Yeah.
Or Sunday.
I'd imagine
Sunday the 8th.
I'd imagine we're also going to do like Halloween review for Halloween, obviously, which ties into horror, I guess, sometime.
Maybe. Oh, we're doing a zombie episode
that's what I meant,
in
zombie,
relation to Halloween. So.
Yeah, so we're not entirely done with horror films yet.
No.
So yeah, thanks so much for watching.